Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. Mining Weekly editor Martin Creamer joins me today to unpack the latest in the mining industry. Welcome, Martin.
Hi, Sashni.
Now, by 2026, it's predicted that the total cost of savings of platinum-based hydrogen fuel cell electric vehicles will be unrivaled.
Yes, now there's so many outlooks at the moment for what could happen. You know, you've got people still saying that internal combustion engines, as we know them now, are going to be there for a long time. You've got many others who are saying battery electric vehicles are going to make huge ingress, and you must hunt now for critical metals because they're going to absorb these critical metals in huge volumes. And then you've got other calculations coming through now, like the one we've just seen, is that don't write off these fuel cells, because if you see the position that they are in when you take the total cost of ownership, and that's what they keep emphasizing, total cost of ownership, and also from the cradle to the grave, but the greenest option from the cradle to the grave. Many are calculating that it's coming into contention very, very strongly, particularly at the heavy level, you know, with the trucks and buses particularly. You know, they see buses going to net zero because of the fact that the refueling of that will be so easy, because you're working in a local area and you know which route the bus is going to take, and as long as you've got the green hydrogen where they need to refill, it becomes very simple and quick, and it's much quicker, of course, than the electrical side of the batteries. And then you've still got others who are saying, look, don't bother about changing the internal combustion engine, but then put the green hydrogen or even other hydrogen, they say, into the internal combustion engine. I think we must fly the green flag very high. And what is the greenest? And if that is really competitive, that is what we must seize. And at the moment, many are saying that in the near term, 26, 27, you will have a total cost of ownership that will be unrivaled by, the hydrogen fuel cell electric vehicle, which is platinum-based. They also point to the fact that, the platinum is accessible. You don't have to go like charging all over the world to start digging holes in the ground and get the critical metals out. They also point to the fact that the recycling, is so much better. So cradle to grave, greenest. If that's going to be the criterion, then suddenly we're finding that the competitiveness of the hydrogen, the green hydrogen fuel cell option, is coming into contention much faster than people imagined. And you've got big companies saying, look, we're going to look back and say, hey, but we saw it coming in 2023 and now it's here. So a lot of them have been in the heavy duty already. They've been around. I mean, I've been talking about the one company for 2 decades. It's been in buses with hydrogen fuel cells. And they're the ones that are pushing these studies forward now, along with the Germans. And it seems that they are saying to the world, fuel cells are an old system of doing things, but don't look at what they were in the past. They have changed radically, and that the platinum side of it, which was the worry, the cost worry, is in terms of membranes only about 1%. So it's interesting how the competitive juices are flowing in many directions, and I don't know whether all of them are going to win or some of them are going to win, but it indicates that there may be competitiveness far sooner than we think.
Now, the World Platinum Investment Council is predicting a material deficit in the platinum market by 2023.
Yes. Now, the good news is that the platinum market is back in contango. That means that, the futures price is bigger than the spot price. So people are seeing that the demand is going to be very strong, 23% up, I think, looking forward this year, and the supply very weak. And against that background, you're going to have this huge deficit. It has also been influenced by the fact that we've got load shedding here and load curtailment on the mines. But all in all, they think that even investment now in the platinum is going to be bigger. And looking further, if the hydrogen economy does emerge as strong as some people are projecting, there could be even a situation where platinum becomes a proxy for the hydrogen, because you can't really invest in hydrogen at the moment. There's no real means of doing that. But if you invest in the platinum, it's joined at the hip with the hydrogen, and I feel it could even become a proxy in the future. So there's quite a lot of upbeat comment around platinum at the moment, and hopefully we will see that actually emerge, because South Africa is a big platinum mine and we host so much. We could create a lot of stability, I think, in the energy transition because of the supplies we have here and in Zimbabwe.
Lastly, Martin, African Rainbow Minerals
Yes.
says South Africa's energy and logistics threats should be turned into opportunities.
Yeah, I think the CEO, Mike Schmidt, has got a point there. You know, if you're in business, when you see these threats, you've got to turn them into opportunities. You can't just leave them there as constraints. So the ones that he's looking at, of course, are electricity and the logistics and water. He's talking about water. So when you've got big companies focusing on this and saying, you know, we can really turn this around, we can already see a vision where this can become a huge opportunity. Let us pursue it collectively, collaboratively. And you can see in the logistics side, the rail logistics, a lot of collaboration going on at the moment. Now, whether they can click the finger is a different story, but at least hopefully we'll get onto an upward trajectory, because we're losing so much by not being able to export iron ore, but particularly coal. And they'll have to sort out the crime along the line. And one of the things is that the cable change might also change the fact that there's not copper in those cables, and that could put the criminals off big time, particularly if they try and smelt what they steal there and it's got nothing in. But the other thing is the energy side of it. And a lot of them see the smelting business as taking a lot of electricity at the moment, and you can actually enter into a new era there that will allow you to cut costs. And they've got a big eye on inflation as well. Inflation is huge. So if you can actually bring in these remedies that also cut costs, you've got a win-win-win across a big platform. And, you know, they don't want any crisis to go to waste. So if you're in business, I suppose that's the way you look at it. And he was good to emphasize it this week, that we should just focus on turning, you know, every single issue at the moment into a positive result that can actually help your business. It can be more lucrative, and it can, you know, do the whole economy of the country a lot of good at the same time.
Thanks for speaking with us, Martin.
It's a pleasure, Sasni.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news analysis on the local and global mining industries. To subscribe to Creamer Media's Engineering News and Mining Weekly, please email subscriptions at creamermedia.co.za.